For more now, we're joined by Amber Phillips, staff writer for The Washington Post. Amber, good morning.
Good morning.
We heard the president say, in effect, why didn't President Obama do more about the Russian hacking in regards to the election? Do these latest reports kind of bolster his claim?
Absolutely. The president has been saying for a while now, as the Russian investigation under him intensifies, well, why aren't we talking about, Hillary Clinton's emails or why the Democratic National Committee didn't cooperate with the FBI, kind of suggesting this stuff. Yeah. Since the Washington Post report came out, actually one day before, he's just outright saying it. He's outright saying, oh, you think I'm too nice to Russia? Look at the Obama administration. It's kind of a, I know what I am, but what are you argument here.
Are we going to see any change maybe in the scope of the Russia investigation because of what the Washington Post revealed?
It's certainly possible, and I say that because the special counsel that the Department of Justice appointed has wide latitude to investigate whatever he wants under the umbrella of Russia. Congress, in addition to that, is running their parallel investigations. They can look at whatever they want, too. They don't have prosecutorial powers, but they can look whatever they want. And Republicans in Congress just last week have already kind of started looking back to the Obama years. They're going to be looking at whether Obama's attorney general tried to turn the dial in favor for Hillary Clinton and the FBI's email investigation.
This week, Amber, we also heard the president effectively end the guessing game over tapes.
Yep.
Saying he didn't have any tapes and he hadn't made any tapes. Does that put this all to rest?
I wouldn't bet on it. Two reasons.
Yeah.
Every time he talks about, oh, there are no tapes, he leaves himself wiggle room where he says maybe there are tapes somewhere, which is kind of a fanciful argument to say maybe someone else was recording the president of the United States in the Oval Office, but he left himself that argument. Secondly, you could argue that that one tweet threatening James Comey about tapes has led to this obstruction of justice charge, because the way James Comey tells it, the fired FBI director, he woke up in the middle of the night after that tweet. He said, I don't have tapes, but I have memos. Testified before Congress about the memos, and now here we are, the special counsel investigating the president.
And President Trump even sort of suggesting that maybe Comey may have changed what he was going to say based on that idea that there were tapes that were out there.
Right, he's kind of giving himself credit for that.
Yeah. We also saw this week the Senate health care bill come out, and we have heard now that there are 5 Republicans not on board with the plan. Where do we stand with this idea that we may see a vote next week?
I think that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is determined to have a vote next week if the nonpartisan congressional budget crunchers, the Congressional Budget Office, can sort of review the bill and say how many people could lose or gain health care, how much it'll cost the federal government. That being said, the vote could fail. This is a real possibility because the magic number here is 2.
Right.
No Democrat's going to vote for this, which means Senate Republicans can only afford 2 defections. Right now they have 5 likely defections, and they're not all just conservative or just moderate.
Yeah.
You have an array of them, like Senator Dean Heller, we saw yesterday, say he can't support it.
The House didn't wait for the Congressional Budget Office number. The Senate will?
The Senate has to, because they want to pass this in a way that they can avoid any Senate Democratic filibuster, which they would try to filibuster an attempted rollback of Obamacare. It's not a repeal. So it's this budget rule called reconciliation that essentially means you have to know how much it's going to affect the budget before you can vote on it.
All right. Amber Phillips, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.